Good morning, my name is Paul Jackson. I'm reflecting on day 2 of developing people, both for myself and my group. To start off with, would like to reflect on the reflection exercise we did at the start of day 2, which was where we had to prepare and do a short film reflecting from day 1. We found this useful to listen to others and their key points. People picked up on different things they hadn't thought of, etc., etc. The video experience, perhaps much like this one, made you feel outside of your comfort zones as well. Certainly for myself, and I think others in the group, it wasn't what we'd usually do. It's only a small camera, you wonder how people do it on TV, and it's perhaps a lot harder than it seems. So that was our reflection from the video exercise. We then moved on to brainstorming empathy. I think we all found this quite interesting. Empathy is greatly different to sympathy. That was the conclusion we came up with. Whilst doing so, we decided that empathy was of an adult behaviour. You're certainly not getting emotionally involved with the person, and you're standing there sort of listening to all the sides. Similarly, differently, sympathy was of a nurturing parent behaviour, perhaps more related to the person in question, sympathetic, sort of got some kind of bond there or something. In general, now we have a better understanding of the two. I think, well, I speak for the whole group when I say that. Yeah, we have a good understanding of empathy and sympathy. We then moved on to the fairy tale analysis, or whatever you want to call it. So we chose Cinderella. First off, for this, it was the first time we thought we applied multiple management models to one situation. So bringing lots of different things together for one point, which was quite interesting. Secondly, the way we planned the exercise we thought was quite good. We took the fairy tale, we took the characters out, listed the characters, we took different situations and moments in the fairy tale, listed them. Only once we'd done that did we go back through those and look at what management models we could apply to which bits and how they best suited. It was quite good. We also felt the praise we got for this was good and thought we were on a good, right track. So, this also kind of what we described very technically as a light bulb moment. We thought it sort of switched on for a few of us, perhaps what the assignment was about and how we can help to apply it into the assignment. So we're happy with that. We also moved on to stages of learning a little bit, how we can look at our assignment, how the assignment can be done in different ways, just like banana exercise where we split the banana up into 3. How you can split that into 3 in 2 different ways, which isn't always obvious. So helping to, I guess, expand our minds and our thoughts and how we can do things. We also had, well, I wrote it down as the Jeremy Kyle moment, where we 3 of us weren't so confident on our assignments and the rest of the group are. So then they were helping, sort of coaching us, putting different ideas in our heads as to what we can do and where we can go, which was also quite useful. Also help put things into practice, or making us realise how we can put things into practice. Things aren't always straightforward, it's not always that easy. It's perhaps easy to write down on paper, but if you're going back to work and you're dealing with a real live person, it's going to be a little bit harder. You've got, perhaps back to that sympathy point, you might have emotions in there, and etc., etc. The coaching experience helped greatly with the assignment. Another good example of the coaching experience, we had Tony at one point sat by himself, 1 on 11 or whatever it may be, but that was a good experience. Ifs and buts, try this, can't try that, can try this. So it was all good. And I think just lastly, we sort of went through the change curve, how people change in different situations. That was quite interesting. I think that will be used in many people's assignments as well. That's it, thank you.
I'm David Owen. It's day 3 of a Developing People course. I'm just going to reflect on day 2, what we did and what we learned. We learned the change curve, which shows how a number of events in somebody's life can lead to a different approach, or they can be stuck in one place, whether that be to be moving, or they can be stuck in the depressed state. It just shows really that sometimes you have to come down and go back up again. You can't just go straight back up to the top. It was about EMF, emotions, needs and facts. What kind of emotions you're displaying, what needs you have, and then obviously you have your facts at the end. We did what we call the passport, which is a short booklet of 16 pages, which can outline us pretty much as a person, the way we think, the way we act, the way we go about things, whilst also demonstrating to us that we're all still learning in some kind of way. It was quite interesting. We did the story about the 3 little pigs, and for each part of the story we put in a bit of a business model to say what kind of ego state they were all feeling at that point and how they were reacting with each other, and the last little pig helped the other 2 little pigs out, and so on and so forth. We had a bit of a sit-down session where we're in our separate groups, where one person gave something he would like to achieve, and the rest of the group did some coaching, trying to bring out where he's coming from, where he wants to get to, the middle part, which would be the better route for him to go around. It wasn't an action plan. It was more a bit of confidence building and ideas and just thoughts and different ways you can go about that. We also looked at headlines for actual newspapers, plus our assignments, as the first thing the marker's going to see is the first introduction. If the introduction's not good, then they're not going to be too interested in the rest of the assignments. We did a lot of listening with empathy, again mainly in the coaching, but also talking through other things, just chit-chatting around the table. You use a lot of empathy when you don't realise you're actually doing it. And we did the video for day 1 feedback, which is going to hopefully help us remember some of the stuff which we won't forget, but it won't be at the top of our mind in a couple of weeks, so we can go back, use that to jog our memory and realise where we were. We learned that even though most people, everyone has 2 eyes, and most people are 20 vision, you always have one eye which is slightly stronger than the other. Just a little game of how to point that out, and the same with your ear. Some people use their left ear even though they're right-handed, or right ear and right-handed. It's just a different way people are. That's all.